Hello, hello, it's Monday again. Welcome to another Motivation Monday. And I thought today I would talk a little bit about manifesting. I have a cat outside the door. I'm not going to get up and let her in. She likes the sound of my voice when I'm doing any of this work. Okay, so so I thought we'd talk about manifesting through intention and attention today because we've just had a new moon. Was it yesterday morning? Yesterday morning. Yes, yesterday morning, very early. Mother's Day here in Ireland, this part of the world. So, yeah, the new moon, as you know, is always the time to really get clear on what you want and to start manifesting, to set intentions and wishes. And as the moon grows from new to full, so you've got about 15 days plus another three, so 17, 18 days as the moon grows to full, and it stays full, you see, for a 3.5 day cycle. So all of that time is a brilliant time to really get focused and clear. So why that is one of my biggest reasons that I set intentions at that time. It's a time when, if you set seeds into the ground, they're going to grow better. And people have been doing this for millennia, growing the seeds as at that new moon time and allowing the energy of that pull from the moon to grow, to make them bigger. Um, in fact, apparently, if you cut your hair, I haven't tried this. If you want to grow your hair, if you cut your hair between while the moon is waxing, while it's getting bigger, you're going to have longer, more luscious hair. And if you want to keep it at a length, the time to cut your hair is after the full moon and between the new moon when it's waning. So after that 3 day cycle. So it's a really good time, of course, to set your intentions. And also at the moment, all planets are direct, every one of them. There's nothing going retrograde at the moment. So retrograde is when we sort of need to look back and release and let go. And at the moment, everything is moving forward. So there is a great sort of a forward momentum. Um, Now, how to make intentions that really inspire you so that you will take consistent action, because intentions they're things that we can actually take physical, do ourselves. Wishes, we're asking and we're manifesting for the universe, God, creation, to bring it to us. But with intentions, it's what do we intend to do to make happen, to make what it is we want happen. What are the steps that we will do every day? You might intend, for instance, I know my intention from last month was to get really consistent about this, doing my Monday motivation live stream. And I will put this onto YouTube as well. But so those are my intentions. And depending on what you are manifesting in the next 28 days, break it down. What little intentions can you take? Now, if you are not on my email list, there's a link below. Go and click that, because if you're on it, I will be sending out a link each time there's a new moon and a full moon. There, I have a link to a meditation. So for the new moon, there is a deep meditation to help you get really clear about what it is you want to set your intentions towards, and just the process of sending that out there, sending out your wishes and your desires to the universe, for the universe to create. So basically what you need to do now to get to be able to make the best intentions is to get really, really clear about what your end result is. Maybe you just want to get clear about what you want to do in this next cycle, in this next 28, 20, 30-day period between now and the next new moon, because there's a lot happening coming up now. next week on the 20th, we're going to have the equinox. And so here in the Northern Hemisphere, it'll be the spring equinox. This, for me, always feels like it's the real new year. That's when I feel, and it is the astrological new year. It's when the moon moves into Pisces. Well, the moon will move into Pisces. The new moon in Pisces will actually be in a month's time, but the equinox just feels like that's the start of things to come. So this new moon, the moon is in Pisces, and if you do nothing else in this period, get really clear about what you want your next year to be like, so that when we make the new moon intentions in a month's time, you will know what it is that you want to do. So maybe for now, getting clear is, what do you need to release? What do you want to do this month to clear the boards, to get really ready to make something bigger happen? So if it's overwhelming, if you feel that you don't know what it is that you want to create at all, I do have a 3-part video and audio series, which is really, really good value. If you want to go and get that, there's a meditation, a deep meditation to get clear on what your subconscious. So it's a hypnosis audio. So you're getting in touch with your subconscious to show you what part of your life you most need to change and what it'll look like when you do change it. It's quite an abstract one, but in it I'm also including a one-to-one session. So I'm going to be doing not a one-to-one, a group Zoom call this Wednesday, and I'm going to be doing another group one next Wednesday of next week. And I don't think I'll be doing those again. The video series, you will be able to work along immediately and work with it. So there is an audio to get clear on what you want, and then there's some video footage on how to make the best vision board so that you're really clear on what that looks like. Also, there's a little PDF kind of questionnaire in there to get clear on what your big why is, because that's really important. When you know why you want something, it's like putting everything on steroids. So knowing your why is really important. And then there's also an audio at the end of that. So once you've made everything and you've put your vision board together, how to use it. And how you use it is you get really intentional about it with the audio combined. So it gets you to look at and step into that future version of you. The way we create is we embody what we feel. We embody the emotion. We become the future version of ourselves. If we stay the way we are today, we continue to manifest the same things. But when you want to go somewhere a little bit further, take a bigger inspired action, we need to become that version of ourselves. So if you can really get clear about what you want to create, what that will look like for you, and get really excited about that version of you and become that version of you, you're going to take the daily action steps that you need to take. You're going to move out of your own way, and actually the daily action steps might just be consistency in something. It might be that you start your morning with a power journaling session, maybe doing some exercise. It might be listening to something high vibrational, a podcast or something that keeps you on track. Those are all the steps that allow us to keep taking new action steps. But the moon is in Pisces at the moment, and that is a really good time for releasing and letting go, because Pisces is the last zodiac sign. So it'll be moving into Aries next. So that new moon in Aries next month is going to kind of really feel like, you've got the whole year ahead to create something amazing. And if you do nothing else, think about, what version of you would you like to be in a year's time? Most of us, and this is everybody, we think that we're going to get more done in one day, in one week, you know, and in kind of a month, we think that we're going to get more done, but we don't think that we're going to be different in a year's time. So if you could step up into the next version of you, what would that feel like? If you could achieve something and you would feel like the next version of yourself, what would that feel like? Get clear about that. That's a really good place to start. Um, so basically, I'm going to read some cards as well, and I can see there are a few people coming on. Hello, beautiful Glennis. Thank you, whoever you are. I can only see Facebook user. So whoever is coming on, I'm going to be reading a couple of cards from the Esther and Jerry Hicks deck, and I'm going to just read my usual Goddess and Ascended Master mix of the two together. So I will be doing that in a few moments. But how to increase your results. So say that you set your intentions. Now, as I said, if you're on my mailing list, you will have an email this evening with the link to do that intention setting. You can set your intentions at any time. You may have already set them. You may have a notion of what you want to do, or you may not. The audio will help with that. But you can set your intentions, you can keep setting them between now and the full moon. The more, obviously, the closer you do it to now, the more time you have with that momentum to allow it to grow. So always after a new moon is the best time. So today really is the best day. Yesterday would have been fine as well, because I think the new moon was early in the morning. So creating momentum, then, how do you increase it? How do you increase your chances of getting something? So we set our intentions, but then we have to give our attention. So it's intentions to set, we give our attention to them. So how often do you think about it? You know, have you made a vision board, and can you see it from where you're sitting? Can you see it often? Do you have something on your phone that will remind you? You can doodle, you can draw little pictures, and I'm sure I've told you about how, you know, some of the biggest things, the biggest and most exciting things I've manifested have been when I've taken the time to really stay focused on what I was looking at, and also started just doodling. Now, I know I'm an artist, but just even making stick figures and easy little drawings. Maybe you like to write. Another really, really good way to do it is to just keep writing it. I obviously love vision boards and making it really visual, and using the words, the important words to you, to really let it, you know, allow yourself to get very, very clear on why you want it. When you know your why, your big why about what you want anything, it gives you that momentum. You will take more action steps. You will go that extra mile to make something happen. So I'm just going to pull a few cards. If anybody wants to pop on and say hello, and if anybody has any questions, please do ask now. I'm just going to tune in for some extra cards. What do we need? What do we need to know right now? The start of this new moon phase for the very last sign of the zodiac, Pisces. Now, one card has jumped out. Okay, of course. So I'm going to pull one of these. And another one has jumped out. I'm thinking I'll pull 5. And this little fella here seems to be coming out. Okay. Plus, I'm going to just choose a law of attraction card. So the law of attraction treats my imagination as reality. This is really key. So this card just says, the universe, which is responding to your thoughts and your thinking all the time, does not distinguish between a thought from your observation, what you're seeing, or a thought from what you're thinking about, from either observed or reality, observed reality or your thoughts of that reality. And a thought brought about by your imagination, any of that. In either case, the thought equals your point of attraction. And if you focus upon it long enough, it will become your reality. So, in other words, the law, the universe doesn't distinguish between what you think you can have or what you can see around you. If you're responding to things that are happening around you in an emotive way, and if that feels icky, not nice, if you're responding to something that's happening and that's really bringing your attention in a downward spiral, well, then you're manifesting in that moment from that. But if you can change your vibration by thinking a higher thought, what if what if it's something that you want, what if it's something better, well, then the universe is responding to that. It's responding to the way you feel in your body. Hi, Katrina, lovely to see you. So the 5 cards that I've pulled out here from some of them, this is an Ascended Master card. I mix my Ascended Master card and my Goddess cards together, and you probably know, and I've pulled out 5 of them. And this is trust. So obviously, whatever you are looking to create in this next period, trust that because you want it, that it's there for you. Trust in the whole process. Trust that, trust that the universal laws are always working. And it doesn't, it responds to your emotions. So trust that when you feel happy and excited about something, you're moving towards it. Trust that it's always working. Receptivity is the next one. Be open to receiving. Be open to receiving, and allowing yourself to receive. You are enough to receive. So that is kind of like really looking at how you. A lot of people get stuck in this is for somebody else, it's not for me, or lack of deserving, or lack of ability to get it, or lack of something. But this is allowing you to be open to it, and you know the whatever you want, it's a really good idea to give. So you're giving of something and you're receiving. And sometimes we do more of one than the other. Are you somebody who's an overgiver? Or do you expect a lot? Do you expect to receive more? We have to be both. We have to be in the presence of giving and receiving. But when you are open to receiving, when you're feeling that you're deserving, when you feel that the universe has your back, wants you to have the life that you want to have, then you're actually increasing your energy, you're increasing that feeling of positivity inside you, and that is the attraction factor. Be strong. This card is just reminding you to be strong. Be strong and be sovereign. Know that you're here as a co-creator in your own life. We're all here to experience something more. And you are stronger than you think. You're stronger and you're better at this than you think. So remember that. The next card is just a little. Now, I like this. I think this is it feels to me like a very abundant card. It's just telling you to get outside into nature and to observe nature. When you observe nature, when you look at how nature just doesn't struggle, it just is. How, when you cut the grass, it grows again. When you're watching water flowing, there's a sense of a flow of energy. There's a sense of abundance in water. But this is just telling you to get outside. If you've been inside too long, get outside. Put your feet on the ground. Plant your feet on the ground. If you can't do that, hug a tree. This it is really grounding to hug a tree, because a tree is grounded, and when you're touching it, you are grounding with that tree. But get outside, get some fresh air, and notice when you're out there the abundance that is everywhere. If you notice abundance everywhere, you are attracting that because that's what you're feeling. And then the last card is to find the blessing in your current situation, which can be a struggle if your current situation is a struggle. But when you stop and you just breathe, take 5 maybe slow, deep breaths if you're struggling with something, and just be curious. I'm opening up to see the blessing in this situation. And it may not be a blessing, you may not even be able to call it a blessing. You might call it just the lesson. What is the lesson in where I am right now if you're in a struggle position? And once you know the lesson, then you can say, okay, I get that, release it, you know. And when you can sort of be grateful for the lesson, be grateful for where you are right now, and be grateful for the fact that you have the ability to change your focus. Once you notice why something is turning up all the time, you change your focus and focus on what you want instead. When you focus on what you want instead, everything changes. So I'm going to leave it at there. I don't want to keep these um, Monday motivation videos too long because I'd like people to be able to watch them, and people are time poor, I recognize. So love you all. Talk to you again next week. And if you are interested, and I know there are some people watching here who already have that, if you already have the future visioning workshop, I will be doing a live session by Zoom on Wednesday of this week and Wednesday of next week. And if not, I'm going to post the link in the description box here so that if you are interested, you can pop in there and get that. But it's a really good one. I know I know several people who have done this from my Changemakers Club that I had a couple of years ago that really found they were manifesting on steroids. They were really getting stuff because they were very clear about the process of what they did. So lots of love. Talk to you soon, and have a fabulous, fabulous week. Bye for now.